Hi guys, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing Hatter M, The Looking Glass Wars, Volume 1 by Frank Beddor, Liz Cavalier, and Ben Templesmith. Those names will be down in the description. This is a reimagining of Lewis Carroll's Wonderland stories, Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, in a very dystopian kind of light. It's much darker, not very whimsical, but keeps a lot of the characters, but just reimagines them in this much darker world. So there's a war going on. The previous queen, Genevieve, has been overthrown and killed, and Hatter is the bodyguard responsible for the Princess Alyss. He's instructed to get Alice out of there, while the evil Red Queen takes over Wonderland. So Hatter and Alice go through this portal, but they get separated in the process. Hatter ends up in Paris, and Alice, spelled Alyss, she ends up in England, in London. Alice befriends Lewis Carroll, and that's where we get the Wonderland stories. But Lewis Carroll took a lot of liberties with his story and changed quite a few things around. These comics follow Hatter as he runs into all these situations and problems and confrontations as he tries to find Alice. So his first stop is Paris, and he is trying to find Alice by this white light that is like her imagination is visible. And so he keeps finding children and artists and people who have a ton of imagination and creativity. And we'll follow them until he ascertains that they aren't actually Alice, and then we'll go look for something else. That's his best lead. So in the process, he meets a violin playing prodigy of a young girl and a newspaper reporter, and he meets the author Jules Verne, which is kind of cool. But they are not Alice, so Hatter keeps looking. He also has a lot of fighting going on, ends up on the wrong side of the police force, keeps running into evil plots. There are people from Wonderland who are also looking for Alice, and he has to fight them. So there is a ton of action and fighting, and the Hatter's main weapon is his hat. This is not an ordinary hat, though. It is like a ninja star when you throw it. These blades shoot out of it and just cut a spin. It's really cool. He's also really good with a long sword, and any other kind of fighting ninja type skills you might need as a bodyguard. I love Hatter's devotion to trying to find Alice, and the little bit of getting to know his character we do see. This is not the crazy Hatter at the tea party from Lewis Carroll's stories. This is a completely different Hatter, and he is pretty kick-ass. I love the stories that are in here. One is him in Paris and just trying to adjust to our world as opposed to Wonderland. He ends up in Budapest in one of the other stories and follows this girl who's this violin prodigy who gets kidnapped. And he thinks it's Alice, so he tries to save her, only to find out it's not. But there's some other weird stuff going on with why these children aren't getting kidnapped in the first place. So some pretty cool subplots. I just love the way this world works. It's imaginative and quirky, and it's more grown up and dark than the original Wonderland stories, but it's still pretty awesome. I also like this art style. It looks more like a painting, and some of it's dark, but it's not you can't tell what's going on. It's just a big gripe I have with movies recently. I don't know what's actually happening on screen. It's too dark. I love this. It's very, soothing. I'm really excited to see what else happens. There are 5 volumes of this. And then there's also the Looking Glass Wars as a book. And there's a few other comics that are set in this world and with these wars. So I am really enjoying this and loving it and can't wait to get my hands on the next issue, next trade, paperback, whatever. There's also writing stuff in here where they play it off as there's this institute. He was researching the Hatter on his quest to find Alice, and these are their findings. which is a cool way to set up the story. It's a good mix of adventure and fantasy and historical fiction. Some really awesome art thrown in here. So I really am enjoying this and totally recommend it to other people, especially if you love the original Alice in Wonderland stories. There you guys go. Totally check it out. And peace out. I love you guys and keep reading. Bye!